So now we are ready to use them inside of our widget. And the first place that you want to go is inside this button here. So let me open this add task button. So inside this add tasks, remember we had this on tap method here. We can first of all verify that the task has a title, has a description, and then we can do that. Or alternatively, just for the sake of this video, you can refer to what I did in the registration page. But here I'm just going to go directly and just add the task to the Firestore. So I'm going to just, first of all, I'm going to get the title. So the title is title controller.text.trim, and I'm also gonna get the description. So the description is equals to description controller.text.trim. So you also need the priority. So string priority equals to the priorities at the selected priority, like that. So we can also get the date. So string date equals to datetime.now, and then we convert this to string. So we can now say final my task equals to task, and this ID and also this bool, we can set them such that we can have default values. Okay, so like if I go to this task, for example, I want the ID, this .id, I want it to be an empty string first, but it is going to be updated later. And this is complete. I need it to be false by default, because when you create a task first, it is incomplete by default. Okay, so inside here, so we don't have to set the ID manually, and we also don't have to set this one. Okay, so we can just have it like that. So this controller, I forgot I should have added a provider for it. So to do that, I can change this from async value of type void, and I can change this to $$ Firestore controller. And then so here I can add Riverpod, and then with that I can add part Firestore controller.g.dat, like that. So with that, now I can run the build runner again. Sometimes a person forgets, but you should always get back and do whatever it is necessary. We can now use ref.read Firestore controller provider.notifier.add task. So the task here is my task, and the user ID. So we can get the user ID by accessing the current user provider. For that, let us go at the top here. Final user ID is equals to ref.watch current user provider.uid, and we can use the assertion operator here, because if we are in this screen, then we have to be logged in and the user is not null, because if the user was null, then you will not have been allowed to be in this screen in the first place. We can also create state. So final state is equals to ref.watch Firestore controller provider, like that. Then we can use ref.listen async value. Here we are going to listen to the Firestore controller provider. This listener gives us a previous state and the new state. So state dot show alert dialog on error, and then you can pass context. So in case there is an error, we are going to show that error. And when we try to create a task here, we get an error, we are going to get that alert dialog. So now we can use this user ID at the bottom here. So you pass that user ID here, okay, like that. And then this container, we can update the text now. So this child is a row, but if state dot is loading, we want to show a const circular progress indicator. Else we show a row that has the add icon and text. So since we had already defined the rules in the Firestore, if I can come here again, here we had already defined the rules that anyone can read and write the data. So let me try to add data to Firestore. Let me select the priority and let me click on add task and see if it is going to work. So let me refresh this one. So as we can see, our task has been added successfully. So we have users, this is the user ID, and this is the tasks. So we have this task that has been created here. And as you can see, we have the date, we have the description. The ID of this task, as you can see, is similar to this one. Is complete, is false, the priority, and also the title of the task.